I want to begin tonight by telling you all something. It is said, success is not the key to happiness, but happiness is the key to success. I'll say that again. Be very attentive. Success is not the key to being happy, but being happy or happiness is the key to success. If you are happy with what you are doing, you will be successful. If you enjoy what you are doing, you will be successful. If you smile and you celebrate whatever it is you are doing, success will come. But you know something, my dear devotees? There are many people in the world today, they do things that do not bring a smile to their face. They do things that do not make them happy. They do things that do not bring any joy to their lives. There are many people, my dear devotees, they do things with sadness. They do things with a heavy heart. There are many people who don't enjoy what it is they do. But I tell you something else. There are also many people on a day-to-day basis, they find happiness in what they do. There are also many people on a day-to-day basis, they enjoy what it is they do. They love what it is they do. And success comes to them as the time progresses. It is said each and every one of us, my dear devotees, we want to do something we love. Each and every one of us, we want to do something that makes us happy. Each and every one of us, we want to do something that we can find joy in, that we can find pride in, that we can have a smile on our faces when we do it. But not everyone is fortunate to do something they love. Not everyone is lucky enough to do something they enjoy. And sometimes, my dear devotees, while you are looking for the thing you enjoy, while you are trying to climb the ladder of success, while you are walking to achieve greatness, while you are walking to lift yourself and take yourself out of whatever situation you are in, there are many people who will not be happy for you. There are many people who will not celebrate your victory. There are many people, they feel pain to see you happy. They feel sad to see you smile. There are many people, when you start to climb the ladder and achieve success, they start to jealous you. They start to envy you. And they do many things to hold you back from reaching your goal. They do many things to hold you back from having a smile on your face while you climb the ladder. They do many things to prevent you from being successful, from attaining and achieving what it is you want to achieve. And I'll break it down very simple for all of you to understand. There was this young boy once, and every single day he would go to his guru and he would say, "Oh Gurudev, I have so much problems, I have so much difficulties. Every time I take 2 steps on the journey to success, people pull me back. I take 2 steps forward, but somehow I feel like I take 3 steps backwards. And I do not know what to do. There are so many things holding me back." So the guru looked at him and he said, "Come, I want to show you something." So the guru took the little boy to a big field where there were many elephants. And he said, "Son, I want you to look at these elephants and tell me what you observe. Tell me what you see." So the boy looking at the elephants, beautiful large animals, and he notices that on one of their legs, they have a tiny piece of rope holding them back. So the boy looked at the guru and he said, "Gurudev, on one of their legs, each of the elephant, they have a tiny piece of rope holding them back." The guru said, "Excellent." The boy said, "But Gurudev, don't these elephants know that they can just make one pull and that rope will burst? Don't these elephants realize that they are so large, this rope cannot hold them back?" The guru said, "Yes, indeed, the rope cannot hold them back. However, they don't know that. The rope cannot stop them, but they do not know that." He said, "You see, son, when these elephants were small, that same tiny piece of rope used to stop them. That same tiny piece of rope used to hold them back. And now that they have grown up in life, they believe that that tiny piece of rope can still hold them back. They believe that a tiny piece of rope can still stop them and prevent them from going. He said, son, that tiny piece of rope is insignificant. One pull and every one of those elephants can escape. Every one of those elephants can burst the rope. He said, son, you are like that elephant, and you have a tiny piece of rope that is holding you back, that is making you feel every time you take 2 steps forward, you take 3 steps back. He said, son, whoever is holding you back, whatever is holding you back, untie them. Whatever is stopping you from achieving success, let go of them. Whatever is blocking your pathway or restraining you from achieving your goal, take it out of your life. Because son, just like that elephant, one pull, one positive thought, one belief in your mind, one belief in your heart, one belief in the thoughts, you can pull away from everything that is negativity. It is said everything, my dear devotees, is up here. When people are giving you trouble, when loved ones are holding you back, if you believe you can overcome it, if you believe in your mind you will not allow their negativity to influence you, you can unloose the tiny rope that is holding you back. And we live in a world, my dear devotees, where many of us, on the pathway to success, we have an insignificant piece of rope holding us back. On our pathway to victory, we have an insignificant person trying to pull us back. We have an insignificant individual trying to stop us. We have somebody who has no meaning, no value, no importance in our life trying to stop us. I'm sure many of you sitting right here, right now, when you are climbing your ladder of success, or while you were climbing your ladder of success, you would have had people that are trying to stop you. You would have had people that are trying to hold you back. You would have had people that are trying to pull you back down. My first wish, my first lesson to each and every one of you here tonight, on your journey to victory, on your journey to success, don't allow any insignificant pieces of rope to hold you back. In simple terms, on your victory to success, don't allow any insignificant people to stop you. Don't allow people who have no pure intentions, people who have no values, people who have no ambitions, people who have no aim to stop you from growing. Because we live in a world where people want to see you do good. They just do not want to see you do better than them. And the moment you start to do better than them, jealousy, envy, hate enters into their life. And it is said, while you start to climb that ladder and you untie those negative people from your life, you know what will happen? You will start to grow. You will start to succeed. But as you start to grow and succeed, you will encounter new challenges. You will encounter new difficulties. You will encounter new people that are trying to stop you. It is said every single journey, there's a little hump in your road. Every single journey, there's a little bump in your road. Every single journey, there will always be obstacles. When you arrive at these obstacles, my dear devotees, it is what you do at that point that defines you. How many of you, when you are achieving success, when you reach an obstacle, you stop? When you reach an obstacle, you turn away. When you reach an obstacle, you run away. Or how many of you, you walk and you try to overcome that obstacle and continue going? It is said many people, when challenges come into their lives, they stop, they quit, they give up, they cry, they worry, they doubt themselves. And then many people, when challenges come into their life, they find something from within that can power them through to achieve greatness. Greatness is never achieved by sitting and doing nothing. Greatness is achieved after continuous failure. Greatness is achieved after continuous mistakes. Greatness is achieved after many obstacles have piled its way in your life. It is only when you overcome these things can success come into your life. And our Katha tonight, my dear devotees, it shows where Hanumanji was achieving his goal, where Hanumanji is about to achieve his objective. And on that journey to achieving his objective, he faced obstacles. He faced people who wanted to stop him, people who wanted to halt his progress, people who wanted to bring him down. And I will tell you something, in each and every one of our lives, we will meet different people at different times that will place some sort of obstacle And I will show you some of these people, how to get rid of them or who to look out for. And I will show you how Hanuman ji was able to overcome the obstacles in his path. First type of people in your life who will try to stop you from success, the first type of people you should look out for on your journey to victory is that person who complains for everything. And when you find that person in your life who complains for everything, untie that rope that is attaching them to you. It may sound harsh, but we don't need people around us who complain for everything. If rain falling, they complain. If sun shining, they complain. Whatever it is, they will always somehow see a way to complain about it. They will always find fault in it, always see the negativity in it. How many of you sitting here right now, right here, be honest with me, you have that person in your life who no matter what, on a day-to-day basis, they complain. You all know people like that? Yes, excellent. If you have that person in your life, untie them. Why? Because they complaining will drain your energy. They will drain your positivity, my dear devotees. And sometimes when that person only is complaining, their energies rub off onto you. And before you know it, you start to develop traits like them. Before you know it, you yourself start to complain about certain things. It is said the second type of people who you must untie from your life is the person who always is the victim. This is the person who believes the world is against them. This is the person who believes everyone they meet has a secret agenda against them. Nothing in their life they ever take responsibility for. They blame everybody else for it. If anything goes wrong in their life, they will blame you for doing it to them. They will never take responsibility. They will never take accountability. They will always, my dear devotees, find a way to play the victim. They will always find a way to blame you for their wrongdoing. How many of you know that person? They believe the world is against them. You all know people like that? Excellent. The third type of person who we must avoid at all costs, who we must untie from our lives, is the critic. Now I tell you something, criticism is sometimes good when it is constructive. And if you have someone in your life who constructively criticizes you and tells you, hey, you're faltering here, maybe you should buck up here, that is good. Do not get vexed with them for that, because they have your best interests at heart. They may see something that you may not see, and by you listening to them, you may better yourself. So constructive criticism is good. But you see, when you have that person in your life who criticizes your every single move, who criticizes your every single action, who even criticizes the good things that you're doing, untie them from your life. That is not constructive criticism. That criticism is destructive. We do not need people that are destructive in our lives, because when they constantly criticize us, when they constantly find faults in us, they can start to drain our energy. They can start to drain our excitement. They can start to drain how enthusiastic we are about what we do. So if you have that person who criticizes you to destroy, criticizes you to only find faults in you, untie that person. We don't need them draining our energy. It is said the next person in life who we must untie is the person who lies to us just to be in our good books. There are some people, what's the word you just call it by? Mamagai. There are some people, they will mamagai you to gain something from you. They will lie to you. They will sweet talk you to gain something from you. I tell you something, you do not want people who will lie to you. You want people who are straightforward and honest with you. Because sometimes when a person may lie just to satisfy you, you may continue doing the wrong thing. And that person is afraid to tell you, because he knows if he tells you, something happens. So, you do not want people who steers you on the wrong path with their lies. You want somebody who is honest, upfront and straightforward with you. If any one of you, you have that person who lies to you just to gain something, untie them from your life. And the final type of person on the journey to success you must untie, you must unloose, is the person that over-promises and under-delivers. And that is one I'm sure all of you have experienced. I experience people like that on a regular basis. They promise and they promise and they promise and they promise and they promise. And when it is time to deliver, they cannot deliver. They talk the talk, but they cannot walk the walk. And there are many people like that, my dear devotees. You do not need persons like that. If somebody's words do not match their actions, loose them out of your life. Leave them away from your life. Take them out of your life. Because they will build your hopes up. And you will say, I have this person to depend on. This person said they will do this for me. This person said they will do that for me. And you are so excited. And when you are ready for it, they disappoint you. Because they overpromise and they under-deliver. And Hanumanji, my dear devotees, on his journey to Lanka, he met people that tried to stop him. He came face to face with situations that could have blocked him, that could have prevented him. And I'm going to show you how he was able to overcome it. And I say to each and every one of you, my dear devotees, as you grow and as you go through life, there will be people who will attach themselves to you. Once these people overpromise and underdeliver, once these people lie to you, once these people overly criticize you, once these people overly, as we say, find faults and find negativity and completely complains about everything or always plays the victim, lose them out from your life. Life is too short to have your energy drained by those pieces of rope that is insignificant. Life is too short to be drained by those people who add no value, who add no importance into your life. It is said when Hanumanji left that seashore and he was journeying to Lanka, the Devta that resides in the ocean, you all know who's the Devta that resides in the ocean? His name starts with a V. Anybody want to know? Take a guess. Varun Dev, excellent. It is that Varun Dev, my dear devotees, residing at the ocean, knowing Hanumanji is coming. It is said Varun Dev, he spoke to Mainak, which was a mountain, and he said, Mainak, allow yourself to arrive at the surface and allow Hanumanji to take rest. Allow Hanumanji to take a moment break, to take a moment of relaxation on you before he continues his journey. And my dear devotees, Mainak, rising from that ocean, Hanumanji saw him. And all was asked was for Hanumanji to rest. All was asked was for Hanumanji to relax. And Hanumanji, my dear devotees, he put his hands on the mountain and he bowed and he said, no, I will not rest, I will not relax until I accomplish, until I am finished doing what it is I am doing. I will not stop, I will not relax, I will not take a break until I achieve success, until I bring back good news to Sri Ram, until I find Sita Devi. When I have found her, when I have accomplished my duty, when I have brought back the news to Sri Ram, then and only then I will rest. Lesson 1. Hanumanji has a goal. The goal is to arrive to Lanka, find Sita Devi, bring back news to Sri Ram. That's it. But on his journey there, he has now started, and the first obstacle he faced was Mainak. Mainak asking him to rest. Mainak asking him to take a little moment of relaxation, a little break. And Hanumanji is telling him, no, I will not stop until I achieve my goal. I will not stop until I achieve success. How many of us in today's world, we are on our journey to success, we are on our journey to victory, and as we take 2 steps, we're ready to celebrate. As we take 2 steps towards our goal, we're ready to rest and we think we reach already. We live in a world, my dear devotees, where people now start to climb the ladder, but sometimes they feel they have reached the top. Sometimes they lose focus and they rest, they relax, they lose concentration and they immediately forget their goal. My lesson to you, my dear devotees, if you have an aim, if you have a vision, if you have something you want to achieve, don't stop when the journey now starts. Don't rest when the journey now starts. Achieve what you have to achieve. Reach the top and then you will relax and enjoy the view. Sometimes people climb halfway and they want to watch the view from there. Reach the top. Achieve greatness, achieve success, and then rest. Achieve what it is you want to achieve and then relax. Don't relax while you haven't achieved anything. Don't stop while you are still climbing. And sometimes you will meet friends in your life. You will meet people in your life that see you going on a right path. They see you climbing the ladder. And they decide they will put distractions in your pathway. They decide they will influence you to break your concentration from your journey. They decide that they will stop you from advancing and they will halt you right there. It is said if you have people like that who tries to distract you from your goal, who tries to stop you from achieving what you want, unloose them. You don't need people who distract you from achieving what you have to achieve. Because sometimes, my dear friends, when that person distracts you, it is very, very hard to start back. Sometimes when you allow that person to break your concentration, it is very hard to start again. It is like a diet. You know, when the New Year starts, everybody's New Year's resolution is what? To lose some weight, to exercise, to eat healthy. And you know something? They just started from the day after New Year's. Because most times people like to enjoy themselves New Year's Day. So they started the day after New Year's. They do the 2nd of January good, 3rd of January, 4th of January, 5th of January, 6th of January. By the time the 7th of January come, they want to eat a little something bad. They want to have a cheat day, eat a little cake, eat a little ice cream. So they cut the diet and they eat. And you know how hard they find to start back the next morning? And it happens in life. One slip, one distraction can completely break your concentration. One slip, one distraction can completely break and destroy your momentum. And that is what people want to do. When you are in a momentum going, when you are climbing, people will try to cut that momentum up. People will try to stop you at various parts, so you lose that energy, you lose that focus. Hanumanji is telling Mainak, I will rest only when I have accomplished and I have achieved my goal. Only when I have accomplished and achieved my objective. I tell each and every one of you, don't rest until you have achieved what you wanted to achieve. Hanumanji, my dear devotees, leaving Mainak there, he continues his journey. And as the Devtas see Hanumanji going along that journey, as the Devtas in the heaven see Hanumanji sweeping across that ocean, they decide to test his strength. They decide to test his mind. They decide to test his intelligence. And it is said the Devtas, they summoned Sursa. And they told Sursa, oh Sursa, go and test the ability of Hanumanji. Go and test the strength of Hanumanji. Go and test the intelligence of Hanumanji. Right now, he is going to Lanka to find Sita Devi, to accomplish his goal and bring back news to Sri Ram. Test how true he is. Test how courageous he is. Test how brave he is. Test the distance he is willing to go to achieve his goal. And Sursa, my dear devotees, she rose up from that ocean, and having risen from that ocean, she looks at Hanumanji and she says, oh Hanuman, today I am very lucky. Today I am very fortunate because the Devtas have provided a meal for me. The Devtas have provided you for me. Hanumanji looked at her and he said, Ma, please allow me to go. Allow me to accomplish my errand. Allow me to return to Sri Ram and bring good news to him, and then I will come back to you. Can you please allow me to do this? Sursa said, no, I will not allow you to pass. You cannot pass. You have to enter into my mouth. I have to consume you. Hanumanji, he begged again, Ma, right now I am on a journey. Right now I have to achieve something. Right now I have a duty, and I cannot afford for you to consume me right now. I cannot afford to have this conversation with you right now, to be distracted by you right now. I have to finish what I am doing and then I will come back. I promise you, I will come back. But Sursa said no. And Hanumanji realized Sursa isn't listening. So he decided, you know what? He will outsmart Sursa. He will find a way around the situation. And he teaches us here that sometimes in your journey of success, in your journey of life, you will meet people who will not listen to a single word you say. You will meet people who have their own mind. They ain't care nothing you say. You could tell them everything and anything. They focus on what they know, they stick to what they know, and they don't have any time with what you are saying. If they want something, you have to give it to them. And we will meet people like that. Have you all ever met people like that? They will not listen to anything you do. They stick to what they want, and you have to do what they want. Yes? Yes. Sursa insisted Hanumanji cannot pass. Hanumanji said, okay, if you are not allowing me to pass, then open your mouth and allow me to enter. And it is said, my dear devotees, Sursa opened her mouth. You all know how wide? Anybody want to make a guess how wide she opened her mouth? She opened it over 8 miles. 8 miles she opened that mouth. And Hanumanji, you know what he did? He enlarged his body to twice that size. Sursa, seeing the size of Hanumanji, she widened her mouth again. Hanumanji grew again. She widened her mouth again. Hanumanji grew again. She widened her mouth for the last time. And you all want to make a guess how wide she opened that mouth? I give you a hint. 200 miles, 400 miles, 800 miles, or 800 miles. She opened that mouth, according to the scriptures, she opened it 800 miles. That is how wide her mouth was opened. And Hanumanji, at that point in time, he shrunk himself really small. He flew straight inside her mouth, and before she had time to close back that mouth that was open 800 miles, he was able to exit back out. And he said, "Ma, you told me to enter your mouth. You said you wanted to consume me. Well, I entered. Now, give me your blessing to go on my journey." And Sursa was outsmarted at that moment by Hanumanji. She saw the intelligence of Hanumanji. He was able to find a way around the situation. She looked at him and she said, "Hanuman, I came strictly for the purpose to test your knowledge. I came strictly for the purpose to test your strength, your intelligence. I was sent by the Devtas. We wanted to see how far you are willing to go, the distance you are willing to go. And you have proved that you will find a way to achieve everything and anything. You will find a way, as I said last night, to make the impossible possible." And with those words, my dear devotees, Sursa blessed him to achieve success on his journey. In your life and in my life, sometimes you need to find a way to use your intelligence to overcome certain situations. Use your mind. Everything is up here. Everything is up here. There will be people that will test you. Be smarter than them. Be more intelligent than them. And find a way throughout your difficulties. Find a way to overcome those problems. Hanumanji, my dear devotees, continuing on his journey, listen to what happens. Everybody, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Everybody, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Oh, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Oh, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Nishikare ka sindhu mara hai, Nishikare ka sindhu mahura hai, Kari mrit yana buke kagaga hai, Kari mayana buke kagaga hai. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Nishikare ka sindhu mahura hai, Nishikare ka sindhu mahura hai, Kari maya nabuke kagaga hai, Kari var maya ke kagaga hai. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Everybody, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai. क्या बात. Shri Ram, Jai Ram. Jaya Jaya. Together Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya. One more time. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jaya. Shri Ramachandra ki. Little louder. Hanuman Swami ki. It is said Hanumanji leaving Sursa, getting the blessings of Sursa. He was approaching Lanka now. But before he arrived there, it is said underneath that water there lived a demoness. And the moment that demoness would see the reflection of anything flying above, that demoness would capture and she would destroy you. It is said if a bird is passing, that demoness would capture and destroy. And Hanumanji, my dear devotees, seeing this from a distance, you know what he decides to do? He decides to avoid it completely. And instead of going in her direction, he sweeps across the ocean, arriving in Lanka. He did not even allow himself to be distracted by that Rakshas, that demoness that is capturing just from the reflections. He didn't allow himself to be trapped by her. He didn't allow himself to be fooled by her. He saw through that trick one time and he arrived in Lanka. And what he's showing us there is that sometimes if you can avoid a negative situation, avoid it. Sometimes if you can avoid a toxic situation, avoid it. Don't go fighting everybody. Don't go quarreling with everybody. If you can avoid something, my dear devotees, avoid it. Life is too short to go and start to fight and quarrel. Life is too short to put yourself in dangerous situations. Find ways around the problem, my dear devotees, especially if you are not in it already and you know something negative can happen with it. Find a way to avoid it completely. Find a way to don't put yourself through that pain, put yourself through that suffering. And sometimes in life that is very difficult to do. Sometimes we look for a fight. Sometimes we just look for bacchanal. It is said Hanumanji is showing us avoid the fights. Don't waste your time with things that will drain your energy. Don't waste your time with it, my dear devotees. My next wish to each and every one of you, when you can avoid a toxic individual or a toxic situation, where you can avoid a situation that is draining, avoid it. Don't waste your time in those types of situations. Don't waste your time with people that drain you energy, that people that try to trick you, with people that try to fool you, with people that try to manipulate you. And this is what Hanumanji is showing. Having arrived in Lanka, my dear devotees, as we are coming very close to the end of our katha, Hanumanji sees how beautiful everything is, and he decides, you know what? In the night time, when all the guards are sleeping, he will take a very tiny form and he will enter into Lanka. And he decided he would do this so that no one would see him, no one would find him, no one would stop him. But Hanumanji, my dear devotees, waiting till that night time comes, waiting till that time where everything is silent, everything is dark, he decides he would enter into Lanka. And as he was entering into Lanka in a tiny form, he met with yet another obstacle. Imagine that he has arrived in Lanka. All he needs to do now is find Sita Devi. He's right there, and an obstacle is still in his pathway. And it shows us you will be standing in front of your goal. You will be standing in front of what you want to achieve, and you just need to reach out and touch it, and a problem going on arise right there. And that is the reality of life. Anybody know what obstacle Hanumanji faced? What was her name? Lankini. Hanumanji, in a tiny form, he was trying to sneak in to Lanka. And as he was sneaking into Lanka, he came across Lankini. Listen to our final chaupai tonight as we clap, as we create that vibration, that energy, and listen to what Hanumanji does. Listen to what she tells him, and listen to the beauty that can come out from it. Hari Om. Jai Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Bala. Jai Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Jai Ram Shri Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama. तारे नाम लंकिनी गणेश तारे सो कह चाल सी मोही मेरे रे बोलो जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम बोलो जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम. Meeting Lankani, sneaking into Lanka, Lankani, she feels Hanumanji. She realizes that Hanumanji is there. And you know what Lankani did? Lankani insulted him. Lankani humiliated him. She spoke very harshly to him. She looked at Hanumanji and she said, "You fool." The first word out of her mouth is, "You fool. How dare you try to sneak into Lanka? How dare you try to enter here without letting me know? How dare you try to sneak past me? Everything that arrives here, everything that tries to beat me, I consume, I defeat, I destroy." I want to look at that first little word she said there. What did she call Hanumanji? She called him a fool. In your life and in my life, there are some people, they have no cover for their mouth. As straight up, as blatant as can be. And sometimes, my dear devotees, they may speak to you in a harsh way. They may insult you. They may humiliate you. Why? Because sometimes they believe they are above you. Lankani, she thought she was above Hanumanji. She didn't realize who it was, and thus she felt she could have spoken to him how she wanted to speak to him. And sometimes in your life and in my life, people will speak to you how they feel to speak to you. People with power, sometimes they speak to you how they want to speak to you. They tell you what they want to tell you. They have no respect at points in time. And Hanumanji being insulted, Hanumanji being called such harsh words, you know what he did? Regaining his size, using his fist, he struck her in her mouth. In simple terms, he reprimanded her. He didn't take that insult. He didn't take that insult, but he put an end to it one time. And you know what he's showing us there? Stand up for yourself. We live in a world where people will want to insult you. We live in a world where people want to tell you things, where people want to humiliate you and bring you down. Don't take that from nobody. You know how valuable you are. You know how important you are. Stand up for yourselves, my dear devotees. Hanumanji, he stood up for himself and he struck her. Now don't go and say, Pundit, Ajay said to strike somebody down, you know. That is not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, stand up for yourself. When people are bullying you, when people are humiliating you, put them in their place one time. Don't use your fists, but use your words and correct them. Use your words and show them what they are doing is wrong. Don't shout back at them. Don't argue with them. But tell them, hey, what you're doing is wrong. Don't speak to me like that. Let them know that you have value in this world. Let them know that you have significance in this world, that you have a reason for being here. And this is what Hanumanji is showing Lankani. This is what Hanumanji is showing all of us. When those people try to belittle you and humiliate you, stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. We live in a world, my dear devotees, where sometimes people are scared to stand up to the bullies, where sometimes people are scared to stand up and fight for themselves. Don't be afraid to reprimand someone for insulting you. Don't be afraid to tell someone when they are doing something wrong. Don't be afraid to stop someone from telling you something, from insulting you, from hurting you, from belittling you. Stop them right there. Show them what they are doing wrong and teach them. And Hanumanji reprimanding Lankani. It is said when Lankani got that hit, when Lankani got that lash, her senses came back. And you know what she said? She said, "Oh Hanumanji, When Lord Brahma came to Lanka to bless Ravan, before he left, he told me, the day that I am struck by a kapi, the day that I am struck by a monkey, know that it is all over for the demon race. Know that it is the end for all the Rakshasas. And Hanumanji, I consider myself blessed to get this fist from you, to get reprimanded by you, because now I know that you are the messenger of the Lord. And now I know if the messenger of the Lord is here, the Lord will soon be here. Lankini, my dear devotees, apologizing to Hanumanji, you know what she ended up doing? She ended up blessing him, and she said, Hanuman, you enter into Lanka with Sri Ram in your heart and in your mind. You enter and you accomplish your goal. You enter and you accomplish your duty. You enter and you achieve success. She blessed Hanumanji. And what Lankini is showing us there and what Hanumanji is showing us there now is sometimes that person who is there hating you, sometimes that person who is there trying to stop you, when they realize they cannot stop you, when they realize you are serious, when they realize that you will not allow them to distract you, you know what happens? From a foe, they turn to a friend. From an enemy, they turn to a friend. They gain a respect from you. Not all the times, but sometimes they can gain that respect for you. For example, let's say two footballers. Two footballers are very talented, they are doing great jobs, but they don't know each other personally. They don't talk to each other, and they come together to play a football match, and they don't have no relationship. They just know each other is very good, but they don't know anything about them. They don't too fancy each other. But seeing one another play, when the game is done, they shake hands and they say, you know what? You're good, you're talented, keep up the good work, you're working hard. And they gain a mutual respect. Sometimes those people that are in your pathway to stop you, when they realize they cannot stop you, when they realize that you are not allowing yourself to be distracted by them, sometimes they come onto your pathway. Sometimes, not all the time, they gain that respect and they give you that blessing and they give you that support. How many people, you know, they start off as enemies and today there's ring and finger or finger and ring, whatever the saying is. How many people start off hating each other and today they cannot do without each other? We see it all the times. People have enmity at a young age, and as they grow up in life and as both of them achieve success, they respect one another, they appreciate one another, they bless one another. This is what Lankini is showing us. She's showing us that sometimes people come in your life to test you. Sometimes people will come in your life to give you a challenge. But that person may end up turning a friend. That person may end up turning out to be something good in your life. Hanumanji entered in Lanka, my dear devotees. He searched and he searched and he searched for Sita Devi. And while he was searching for Sita Devi, he went into the palace of Ravan. He saw Ravan sleeping, but he didn't find Sita. He continued to search and search and search. And eventually he saw something. Anybody know what he saw? He saw a beautiful mansion. And that mansion was surrounded with certain things. Anybody know what that mansion was surrounded with? It was surrounded with a special plant that it does grow everywhere and anywhere. Anybody in the audience want to make a guess? Tulsi. It is said this mansion was surrounded by Tulsi and it was painted with the weapon of Sri Ram. What is the weapon of Sri Ram? The bow and the arrow. My last thing I want to tell all of you here tonight. When Hanumanji, my dear devotees, saw the bow and the arrow painted, when Hanumanji saw the Tulsi trees planted, he started to think in his mind. He said, Lanka is a place where there's so much negativity, so much things that are impure. How can there be something pure here? And anybody know who resided there? Vibhishan. Vibhishan was the brother of who? Ravan. And Hanumanji, my dear devotees, he started to hear Vibhishan chanting the name of the Lord. And taking a disguise, he went up to Vibhishan and they started to talk, they started to speak, and they formed a friendship, they formed a union. And Vibhishan asked him, he said, who are you? Are you the messenger of the Lord? Or are you the Lord himself coming to give me blessing? And Hanuman and Vibhishan, my dear devotees, they started to talk about Sri Ram. They started to form a bond, a friendship about just speaking the name of Sri Ram. And you know what Vibhishan told him? He said, Hanumanji, I live in Lanka like the tongue that is surrounded by teeth. I live in Lanka like the tongue that is surrounded by the teeth. If we make one slip with the tongue, what happens? The teeth bites it. The tongue becomes bitten, gets bitten. That is how Vibhishan was living. And he's so happy to find Hanumanji. He's so happy to meet Hanumanji. And Vibhishan was the one that told him exactly where to find Sita Devi. And we will pause here for tonight. We will stop here for tonight. And I will share something with you. Hanumanji, after having met so much obstacles in his life, having met Mainak, having met Sursa, having met Lankini, he finally found someone good. The point is, on your journey of life, you will meet a lot of obstacles, but then you will meet someone who is just like you. Someone who has the same morals, the same values, someone who you can communicate with, someone who you can talk to, someone who is very much similar to you. Sometimes you will meet people with the same ethics. You will meet people with the same mindset like you. And Hanumanji, after facing so much negativity, he finally met someone who had pure intentions. He finally met someone very similar to him. In your life and in my life, on your journey, you will face the bad, but you will also face the good. And when you face the good, my dear devotees, when you meet the people that are good, the people that are pure, keep them close to you, because you cannot achieve success alone. Sometimes you need to have someone on the side of you to just remind you. Sometimes you need to have someone on the side of you just to motivate you, just to encourage you at points in time. Not everyone you meet in your journey of success wants to hold you back. Sometimes you will meet someone like Vibhishan who will elevate you. Sometimes you will meet someone like Vibhishan who will help you, who will guide you, who will encourage you. And this, my dear devotees, is my message. As you grow and as you go through life, you will face many obstacles. You will face many challenges. You will face many good times and bad times. You will meet many good people and many people with negative qualities. But I tell you something, when you meet those with negative qualities, unloose them from your life. When you meet those with the positive qualities, tie them into your life. You cannot achieve greatness on your own. You cannot achieve success on your own. And this is what Hanumanji is saying to all of us. I pray, my dear devotees, with a simple little message, you are able to learn, you are able to grow. I pray that you feel encouraged, you feel motivated. I pray that you look back at the people you have in your life, and if any one of them is draining your energy, lose them. If anyone is taking from your energy, if any one of them is draining your happiness, draining your smile, draining your joy, take them out of your life. Fill your life with people who will bring out the best in you. Fill your life with people who will encourage you. Fill your life with people who will help you and guide you towards achieving your goal. Fill your life with Hanuman Swami. Prem Sabal Hanuman Swami ki, Bajrang Bali ki.